All right, hello everybody. It's me again, Chrono JJ, and hopefully this time the audio is working. I just tried to stream for like 3 minutes, and people were telling me the stream audio wasn't working, but it looks like it's on now. So we will be ready to go in just a minute into this round of 16 matchup between Shelty and Luyindula. It is a best of five. A little bit about the players if you don't know who they are. Shelty is one of the best 1v1 and even team game players currently. For the last couple years, he's been really, really good. In the winter tournament, I believe he got third place or second. No, second in the winter tournament, third in the spring tournament. And we'll see what he does here in the summer tournament. So he's pretty good. Normally, well, he used to just play Loki, but he's kind of expanded his horizons quite a bit and can play quite a few different gods really well. And Luyindula is someone who plays on the extended edition primarily, but he plays a little bit on Vubli. He's a pretty solid player, not nearly as good as Shelty, but still pretty good. He can do well in some situations. He typically plays Egyptian. I maybe Oranos, I think, but overall he's not as good as Shelty. But hopefully we will still have a good series with the way these rules work for this tournament. Kind of encourages more of a close matches, I think. So hopefully we'll see some a good match and some good games tonight. So we are just going to dive right into our very first game of the night, and let me move my chat box down. I updated my chat box, by the way, so it should connect with YouTube now, but it looks a little bit different. I don't like it, but oh well. So we will go into game number one, Shelty versus Luyindula. Here we are. So, Isis versus Odin on Watering Hole. And our Odin player is right here, and that's Shelty in the red. And he's on the left, and on the right is Luyindula playing Isis. So neither player is playing their main god, so to speak, in this first game. Kind of, maybe testing the waters a little bit. Hey, what's up, Red Vans? It looks like people are telling me this audio is good, so we are good to go. So Isis Odin on Watering Hole. It's a very I don't know, this could kind of go either way. Historically, you'd think that Odin would just get his butt kicked by Isis. But on the Vubli balance patch, Odin has seen some buffs, and he's actually pretty solid, and especially on a map like this where there's tons of hunt. Watering Hole always has a lot of hunt, and as is normal, we are seeing a lot of hunt. We're seeing that big pack of gazelle down here, and we've got hippo up here, two elephants, and then kind of pointless hunt way up here. But I mean, this is a huge amount of hunt right here, and it's really well protected for Shelty. In the middle of the map, we'll see more hunt. The zebra spawn is a little bit towards the lower end as far as what it could be. But the other spawn is the two elephants, and we'll have each spawn will appear 4 times in the middle, so we'll have 4 packs of the giraffe, or not giraffe, 4 packs of the zebra, and 4 packs of the elephant. So we have great hunt used up here. Combine the pigs and the hippos to kind of double dip on the hunt, plus herdables. And man, we can see, look at this hunt just surrounding this town center. This is a very, if Shelty wants to have a lot of hunt, you'll get to this town center that will really be beneficial for him. And we'll have a follower, and a new follower, Resume in with the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy. We're in game one of a best of five. The Isis player most likely would do a one town center fast heroic, could potentially get an early second town center in classical and still do a pretty quick heroic. There's a lot of hunt for him as well, obviously, to get a very quick heroic. He does have his town centers, both of them scouted, actually. Should be kind of important to look real quick. Where are the gold mines? So for Luyindula, all the gold mines are towards the bottom, at least his kind of side gold mines. For Shelty, there's 2 on the bottom and then 1 up on the top. And it looks like Shelty is going forward early on to get these elephants right in the middle of the map. And then we'll fall back later. You always get smashed when Norse players build forward. Just good walls is the key. Wall up, get some nice walls in your base, and basically kind of give you the time to build your army and react. We get a little bit of the elephant dance here, and we'll get that elephant. What is it? 750 elephant? Yeah, 750 food per elephant. The relics, archers, ballista, cheer ballista do more damage, helpful for the Egyptian, and then maybe the Norse late game if he gets ballista out. The other relic is increases cavalry and chariot archer hit points. That's good for chariots, and actually also good for the Odin if he wants to make a raiding cavalry. The Odin player kind of has a variety of different things that he could do when he's talking about strategy. I mean, the Isis is kind of primarily going to do a fast heroic. It's just a question of if it's 1 town center or 2. Probably would do a 1 town center in this situation, especially because no town center really protects a second gold mine with all of them down here. In fact, this town center just grabs a little bit of hunt, and that's about it. The Odin also, he has a little bit more of a variety of what he could potentially do. I would think the Odin might do kind of a 2 town center semi-fast heroic. Probably go up with Frost, maybe. It's a little bit risky if the Isis puts on some really heavy early classical age pressure. But probably over time, if he can withstand that early pressure, it's probably the best strategy for him to do. We do see that wall there, the block off. Maybe some early Sphinx raids or something. Luyindula, is he aging up? So he is aging up. Actually, kind of a quick age up time for Egyptian. That's about going to be about 5, even pre-5 minutes, actually. And let's take a look at what Shelty is aging up with. And he's about the same time as well. Is walling this off. I wonder if he knows about this hole. So he does know about this hole. So each player does have kind of 2 holes into their base. The big one in the front, which is always there, and then each has this kind of a side hole on the bottom. And getting another elephant. Nice for Shelty to be hunting forward right now, because then he can kind of fall back to his next elephant later on. Or not his next elephant, but kind of his back hunt. Like, you know, if he just puts a wall here, he's then got all of this safe and secure. So Luyindula is up now for 5 minutes. He's up. Getting 1 Sphinx out, and only has 8 favors, so kind of a late monument. And we're looking for... Alright, so 1 town center fast heroic for Luyindula, and Shelty is grabbing that early town center. Ooh, the front town center, that's a little bit risky getting that. Because if the Isis with the 1 town center fast heroic gets an early siege workshop and builds kind of, yeah, I know I'm live, Stream Elements, but if he gets that early siege workshop and then pushes with Ancestor's Eclipse and then even just a couple siege, he'll be able to kill this town center pretty quickly. So a little bit risky getting that town center. It could come back to haunt him, or it he could end up defending it and then continue to hunt from all of this. That's probably why he did want to get this, is because of all the elephants it controls. I mean, this is a ton of hunt. That is a lot of hunt. But my thinking is, even if he doesn't get this town center, by the time the Isis is attacking, he'd be done with at least 2 of these elephants. So theoretically, it's probably only protecting 2 when we talk about the time you'll be done with these. But we'll see. Luyindula is aging up now. 730. 720, actually. Ooh, he's using... He used Prosperity without the first mining upgrade. That hurts a little bit. Now he's getting it, but a little bit later. He really could have just held off on that, I feel like. Because you want your pickaxe upgrade, because that that does help out quite a bit when you're using prosperity. Prosperity increases gold mining by quite a bit. The Sphinx should end up winning this. Yeah, one more shot and the Sphinx got her. Oh, the simultaneous death. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you don't see that too often. But simultaneously, just both kill each other. Oh, man. Okay, so Shelty's going forward with some hearse here. We'll probably try to get maybe some initial pressure on the first Migdol. And Luyindula he needs to get this wall out quickly. And yeah, he's probably going to have to build his Migdol down here. Is it better to get Pickaxe and Classical? I'd say yes. You're not really going to slow down your economy at all. It's only 50 food when you're thinking about it. And the gold it could give you, it's a couple hundred extra gold. But it's not only the 10%, it also increases the amount that each villager can carry by 2 or 3. Which that's big for prosperity because then they're mining slightly longer before they have to drop it off. So I would always get it before prosperity, but that's my suggestion. And Shelty building forward here. I wonder what his eco is like. Is he going to be aging up? Oh, he's aging up with Nord. That's different. I would think he would have gone up with Frost, but Nord. So he'll have Walking Woods, he'll get a Mountain Giant, and also a special technology for his Jarls. And we'll see what Luyindula does. He's, again, forward building like this, very risky to me. Very risky. You get a couple Siege Workshops, Ancestors Eclipse, and this could all go down pretty quickly. So I'm a little bit... Luyindula needs to get out a couple siege... He does not have enough wood, does he? So he's making chariots and not siege. Maybe a couple too many chariots. I would have... You want to get your siege out. Like if you're going to one town center fast heroic for Isis, you're kind of relying on a very heavy early aggression. And in order to do that, you need siege workshops. We see now he's trying to get... There he is. So now he's getting a siege workshop. And we have Nord reached. And we're building another longhouse. So 5 longhouses. That's a ton of longhouses. And with raiding cavalry. And still hunting down here. I'm kind of surprised he didn't just go to this elephant next. And also has another pack of hunt down here as well. So Shelty winning in Vil count quite considerably because he's had 2 town centers. But Luyindula just needs to get his pressure out. I wouldn't say... Ooh, let's see. Could really lose a lot of raiding cavalry here. And okay, just respond to get it out. But we'll see the siege workshop, the first tower getting on these buildings. Shelty does not want to fight this. He's not going to kill the Scorpion Man. And yeah, that's a lot of hit points and a few raiding cavalry down. And we're looking at a little bit of scouting from the camels here. And looks like Luyindula is just skipping the... oh, okay. Now he's coming back here to get on the barracks. Or longhouses, technically. Yeah, the Scorpion Man versus cavalry is huge. He does a ton of damage. And now we've got... the siege tower is kind of very indecisive. And... ooh, losing more to that. We might see Ancestors Eclipse. Okay, we see the trees used first. And kind of a poor tree placement. I think a lot of these are stuck. Oh no, they're coming out. And now we see Ancestors Eclipse used here. Hearse coming in, but there's not a lot of them. If the chariots can get on them, micro on the hearse this might end up just being a smash by Luyindula. But so far the chariots have not actually started targeting hearse. Let's get in on that. And we see just one siege tower that might end up dying. And now we're seeing the Scorpion, or the minions kind of going down. That one siege tower. is down. That's why I don't like to see pushes with Ancestors Eclipse with just one siege tower. Because once you kill it, you can't really kill any buildings. And overall, it's actually not going too bad. The Scorpion Man needs to get in on these raiding cavalry. And I'm kind of surprised Luyindula, he's got the favor. He needed another Scorpion Man, but he still wins this pretty heavily. But no siege. And that's important. Like, if he had a siege tower or two, that town center, or like 2 more, I mean, obviously it'd be exchanging chariots for siege. But just the longer the game goes on, as far as if Shelty is able to keep up his eco, though we do have Luyindula now grabbing a second town center, but that fight definitely was in Luyindula's favor, and now Luyindula just needs to get more siege. Okay, here it's coming, and then just keep the pressure up. I wonder if Shelty doesn't have a lot of food, and yeah, he never even got these elephants either. Ended up getting these zebras, and now he's getting attacked on his gold mine. Should have walled this at some point, just kind of resulting in this happening, and like he's just fighting camels with Vils. Yeah, I guess the Vils will eventually win, but he's kind of got to watch out. I mean, he's still losing Vils. 1, 2, 3 Vils down. Yeah, 3 Vils and 5 camels. I guess it's not the end of the world as far as a trade. What kind of eco upgrades are we looking at? Pickaxe, hand axe, and then the special tech through Bast, and then Shelty's got pickaxe, hand axe as well. Is now hunting from here. It looks like he's trying to get kind of a semi-fast mythic. And now he is losing his forward base. And I thought this was kind of an optimistic build myself. I'm not sure why we're seeing, like, he has to kind of build the longhouses because these are getting destroyed. If he would have built his longhouses back, he could have built a hill fort instead. And you kind of want a hill fort to get those super strong, tanky and Jarls. And Luyindula really needs another Scorpion Man. Getting the surround in with the raiding cavalry. This will go pretty well. Oh, here comes the Scorpion Man. He is at full health again. So he will be able to tank a ton of damage, though, right? So far, he hasn't even attacked yet. Now he finally attacks. Gets 5 units with the special. So the Scorpion Man special is kind of like a poison. It slowly drains hit points. It's actually a pretty solid special. It's like about 15 hit points on every unit. So it's pretty good, but the Scorpion Man needs to watch out. Okay, forest fire just to kind of get a little bit of damage here. Nice kind of counter push by Shelty, actually. And that will buy Shelty a lot of time. Getting another town center. Looks like he doesn't quite have enough resources to age up Mythic. And he's going to grab a forward town center. Now Luyindula, kind of on the back end. Luyindula's problem right now is the lack of Scorpion Men, and he's actually building Sphinx. That is very peculiar. I don't know in which situation you would decide to build Sphinx instead of Scorpion Man. It makes no sense to me. I mean, food is more valuable than wood anyway. A nice little raid here by Shelty, just to kind of get a little bit idle. And yeah, hasn't quite walled up that side hole. Okay, so you got Sphinx, spears, chariots. The spears are coming out because of how much damage the raiding cavalry were doing. But Shelty, okay, 3 town centers. Is he aging up? It looks like no. Oh yeah, yep, here he is. So he's aging up with Balder, and he's actually in a pretty good position. Because Luyindula didn't have enough siege in that initial push, couldn't push through the town center, and then not having enough myth units has kind of resulted in losing the second battle. And even here, this battle isn't going super well for him. Just Sphinx aren't nearly as strong as Scorpion Men. I just don't know why you'd make Sphinx instead of Scorpion Men. And again, Luyindula is losing another battle. Yeah, Jarls would have been great. I mean, Shelty's still doing actually pretty well. But that's just, to me, the lack of Scorpion Men is really the difference. Only has one monument too. You'd always want two as Isis, at least, so you can get that Scorpion Man spam. Because I mean, Ancestors Eclipse with 3 Scorpion Men instead of just one. I mean that, with how much the Eclipse affects Scorpion Men, it's huge. But with Shelty with full map control now and going up reg soon, Luyindula's in pretty deep trouble. When your one town center fast heroic push doesn't work and you don't get that first town center, you kind of don't have too much of an eco to fall back on, and we can see Luyindula's having to abandon the middle. So yeah, he's in pretty deep doo-doo now. He is probably not going to win, because Shelty doesn't even have to do a panic reg. He can still wait and get more eco and get some more armory upgrades, and then wait until maybe even like 120 pop reg, potentially, with him getting 4 town centers, and then wait until he gets 100 some regs, and then just completely wipe Luyindula. So we see Shelty is opening up quite a huge score line now. Luyindula's eco not very good. Yeah, this game isn't close now. I mean, Luyindula had the opportunity. The forward town center, risky, but not enough siege and not enough Scorpion Man or men in his first push. And because he never got this town center down, he was never able to take control. And that is GG before we even have Ragnarok. So yeah, before the Ancestors Eclipse, Luyindula had a shot, but not the just not the right unit composition. Like, too many chariots. You replace a couple chariots with a Scorpion Man or 2, and maybe even make a barracks for Axemen to get in on the Hersier. But just not quite. The attack just wasn't quite what it needed to be. And when you're playing against a player like Shelty, who's so good, if you screw up initially, it can really hurt. And yeah, Mountain Giants are a little cheaper. They are awesome units, but you're right, they're so expensive. The patches made them slightly cheaper. They're 250 food, 25 favor, but that's still a lot of food to dish out for a myth unit. Let me update the score, and we will move right on to game number 2. So Shelty draws first blood. So Shelty 1, Luyindula 0. Yeah, more siege, more Scorpion Men. Could have done it, but just not quite. 200 food, 20 favor. Are they not free for Loki? Yeah, they are pretty much free for Loki when he spawns them. But that's about the only time you see all the Mountain Giants. Yeah, we're seeing economically Shelty way ahead just because of the early villager counts, and then the additional bonus that Odin gets off of hunting, and with this being such a high hunt map. Units killed, Luyindula was actually ahead, but just way behind in eco. I mean, just crazy behind. And we will move on to game number 2. So game 2, Mediterranean. We have Mediterranean Shelty with Poseidon and Luyindula with Gaia. I like this matchup. I think this is pretty close. I'd almost maybe give Gaia the edge. Gaia is really good on water because of the trees that he can put wherever he wants. Vills gather a little bit faster from the trees, and then also gets a nice classical water god with the Caladria for god power, and then the servant, and then or not the Carnivora for the god power, Caladria to heal boats, and the servant as well. Does put his trees down here. Usually pretty standard 1v1 to put your trees next to that dock building villager, because otherwise he has to go a long way to go back to find stuff. So Poseidon on the bottom, played by Shelty in the red, and Gaia on the top, played by Luyindula in the blue. We do have the Mediterranean variant, where one town center from each player is within siege ship water range. So that is something to note if this game goes late, is it gives a little bit more, even more importance to controlling water late game, because you get that one town center in range for each player. As is typical with Medit maps, you'll see kind of an all-out battle on the water. I would think Shelty would go up Ares so he can have Pestilence, which prevents the building of military units for about a minute. I think, what is it, maybe 50 seconds? So if Luyindula builds his docks too close, Shelty could get both of them with Pestilence and prevent any boats from being built. So Luyindula might want to build like his second dock up here, or just build 3 right here and then just wait the 50 seconds and then spam boats out like crazy. But we'll see what happens. Gold mines on Medit are pretty, I mean, it's kind of, there's not really a whole lot of places for gold mines to go. Why? When you choose random land maps, sometimes you get Midgard. Huh. I guess Midgard is still included in that map set. A good question, my man. Is that the map set that comes with the patch? In which case I could edit that easily. What kind of relics we got? I like looking at relics. Ship spraying free food to your shitties. It's not that great. Siege weapons cheaper. It's not that great either. So nothing too awesome with relics. Poseidon will use his lure. Alright, well, I'll take a look at that. I can update that if I remember. So yeah, Poseidon uses his lure next to his town center. That way he doesn't have to build a granary. So initially would eat a couple pigs. And then as the lure attracts, well, these other pigs, the big pigs, you'll shoot them and eat them and not have to build a granary, which saves a little bit of wood and time. And faster to gather from hunt as opposed to like pigs. We'll probably see about a 430 advance for Luyindula. Maybe. Might be going for more of a 410. Possibly. Kind of depends. It's kind of the decision if you want to age up at about the 410 or the 430 for Atlantean. We'll see what he decides to do. So he's going up with the 430. He'll have to force drop so he doesn't have too much Idleville. And now he's up. It's actually more of a 415, 416. So... And yeah, looks like he is building his other dock up here, so that both cannot be within range of Pestilence. Shelty aging up slightly slower, just maybe 10 seconds slower, and yeah, he is going up Ares. Fortunately, you won. Well, that's good. So Ares, and he is cramming all vills on one mining or lumber camp. Usually, you want to split up your vills a little bit because if we were to sit here and watch these vills for a while, you'll see a lot of them are kind of be inefficient. Like even this one is stuck, so he's not even dropping off right now, and now he's free. But this is just, when you cram all of these on one storehouse, it's just really inefficient to the point where building a second pays for itself pretty quickly. So most Greek players will build a second, and that's kind of what I would suggest. So the second dock is up here, and Shelty going with 2 docks as well. Is getting hand axe. It's pretty standard, and the 420 advance. He's probably trying to get a couple boats out first before Pestilence hits. So not quite getting that first boat out. So yeah, just the Pestilence on that one dock. So 2 docks feed 2 docks, though the one won't be producing for Luyindula initially. And is still first to get boats out, but needs to be careful. Doesn't want to fight a bad fight. Almost could use Carnivora right now to get pressure on him. That's what I would have. I don't know. It probably would have been beneficial to use that carnivore. And even at oh, he built another dock way down here. Okay, so he's actually got full docks. Yeah, I would use carnivore if I were him. You want to do it in a spot that would be hard to retreat. And oh, it's gonna get insta kill. Oh, just was able to get it in time. Once it kind of starts its animation, even if the boat goes far enough away, it'll still connect. So it does need to try to keep the pressure up. You don't want to just lose your Carnivora. No, I don't think you mean the Carnivora. It's not that bad. I mean, insta-killing a boat right away, and then kind of as a little bit of a meat shield. It's just you need to be careful where you put it. Like, you don't want to put it in a place that can just be avoided. Like, if it's used over here, what's the point? But here, it's kind of always in the way, and Shelty is going to have to kill this at some point. And it's allowing Luyindula to get the advantage. I mean, the initial kill, and then you can see Luyindula is able to kind of pressure on the edge. He should have been just a little bit more aggressive, though. Like, when every time Shelty were to attack the Carnivore, to have his boats like right here just to fire back. But it looks like he was actually using his Carnivore, or not his Carnivore, his Caladria to heal on the back end. And that's nice. That's kind of an underused part of Oceanus, is the Caladria, because she has a very fast heal rate. And we can see by boats, Luyindula is quite a bit ahead here. And she can even kind of tank damage if you really want her to. Like right now, she's tanking damage. And we're winning. And also have to remember, you get 3 charges of the Carnivora. Where did this Cyclops go? Oh, here he is. The Cyclops on the dock, kind of pointless. The Cyclops, really, Shelty should have made a hero Cyclops right away and gone forward and did some pressure. With where the gold mine is, he actually could have... The Cyclops can tank a ton of damage and could have done a little bit of harass on the on Luyindula's base here. Luyindula's falling back to try to kill this Cyclops. Okay. Like in a situation like this, I'd almost consider even making like a second Caladria to double heal. Needs to watch his boats though. There he goes. So a couple low boats. Want to get on the ones that are low first. There's one here that almost has like 10 HP. And see if he can get at it. There he goes. So let's get the advantage there. And Cyclops pushed back. Does Cyclops insta-kill Addy civilians? I think he does. I think he can. Insta-kill the Oracle. That's his first practice toss. How soon before the next Carnivora is up? Oh, it's ready. So at the next guy, we might see Carnivora getting used back here again. Carnivora can be used. Okay, that's a little bit too far forward. Still gets that insta-kill, which is good. But see, now it's where it is, it won't be helpful for this fight down here. I should have just placed it a little bit further back, but still you get that insta-kill was helpful. Cyclops just deciding to finish off this dock. She will. He can't. Okay. I have to say, I don't often see Cyclops being used, so hard to say for sure. But Razum says he can't, and that is the end of the Cyclops. We won't even be able to, I guess, doubly confirm his statement. Alright, so Luyindula is opening up a little bit of a score edge here. Probably economically he's a little bit better. The storehouse, really awful right now for Shelty. This is not a good storehouse. And he's also behind on boats as well. Luyindula will probably keep the push up here. He's got all of Shelty's fishing boats idle. And this might end up having to fall back with this fight, actually. So fall back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Now you're losing a little bit too many boats. You're inside dock fire for both. Should fall back. Yeah, there you go. But Billy Lotion can confirm, and Loki's son just helps. They only whack him with their big club. Okay, so we have confirmed that Cyclops do not throw Atlantean villagers. I guess they're just too fat and heavy. Though Cyclops can throw an elephant. This storehouse, though, is really, really mind-numbing. Usually Shelty would be a little bit better than that. But yeah, this is wildly inefficient. And even this storehouse, too. Pretty poor. You can see you'd want to get your vills kind of crammed in here, and it's just a lot of walking time. Luyindula is way back in the corner. Carnivore is up in 10, 9, 8, 7 seconds. This is a winning fight now for Luyindula. Shelty kind of behind on boat production, and I think it's just because he can't even keep full auto queue on 2 docks, and that's just because of what had been going on here. He now does have a new storehouse, but still needs to split his vills. I mean, this is not good. How is Luyindula's eco looking? Might be trying to grab a town center soon, it looks like. Carnivore probably be getting used again. Towards the back, I would think. Alright, that's a nice spot for it. Insta-kill. There you go. And kind of a nice power position. I like that Carnivore position. And now he's just, Luyindula is just pushing into these boats here. And this should be the final boat win for him. Well, I don't know, the docks just do take pretty good work of Luyindula's boats. So maybe Luyindula should just maybe fall back. But he'll end up pushing through, it looks like. Just maybe losing a few extra boats, but not a big deal. I mean, he is, again, preventing Shelty from doing any fishing whatsoever. So even if he does have to spend a little bit extra boats fighting under the dock, that's good. And we can see Shelty is giving up on the water. He's moved a lot of his villas off of wood. He's getting a town center, switching to stable. And no more boats being built, so water has been won by Luyindula. That's about the 11-minute mark, and we'll probably see him getting the fishing upgrade pretty quick. And a town center, so we do have the hero coming up. We'll get some pressure on that Vil. We have the Mermillo and Cataspeltes over here, so we'll delay that town center grab for just a little bit, but over time, as soon as Luyindula just sends a few of his units over, he'll be fine. Hey, what's up, Mr. Liberal Arts? Alright, so Shelty has his first town center, but not a lot of natural resources on the map really to fall back to. Just a little bit. Should he kill the docks? I mean, he can. It's not really important. I mean, he might as well. He's not really going to get much else out of his boat. I think he's just trying to keep them on the shore to just give him a little bit of land advantage for a while. Like, say, if some cavalry come up here, he can just kind of move his units down here, and then the boats can fire. So once maybe he gets his town centers up, he'll probably send the boats back down here, is my guess. I mean, eventually, yeah, you do want to get the docks killed, because you don't want to just let, you know, kind of free fish or kind of sneak another army of boats back. But we do see Shelty. He only has hand axe still. The Gaia with the cheaper eco upgrades should probably be pumping out a bunch of upgrades right now. Yeah, we see he's getting the third eco upgrade for lumber queued up, and then the second for the mines. Really, Gaia winning water on Medit. Pretty strong, and actually looks like Gaia is just deleting a lot of his boats. And we'll try to put pressure in this gold mine, it looks like. Yeah, coming back to respond to this raid. 3 Hippocon will meet the one. And he runs back. Oh. So yeah, Shelty, he's got a long way to go if he wants to win this. He probably won't even be able to get his second town center. So if Shelty were Zeus with kind of that late game power spike, could potentially come back, but I don't see it happening here. Gaia with a huge eco can really do a lot of work on Medit once water has been won. So Shelty's going to have a hard time coming back in this game, so we will end up going to what I would predict is a 1-1, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's just kind of keeping his boats on the edge more so to get a little bit of damage in on the Hippocon. We can see how fast that Hippocon went down. And Shelty just calls it. So GG. There's really no way he was going to get back with this game. So GG. 1-2-1. Luyindula with a really nice play there. Nice to see the Gaia getting some wins in the tournament. So that's pretty cool. Again, a nice. Why I like this tournament so much. You start seeing some of the lesser played gods and see what they can do. So all resources, Luyindula ended up getting quite a bit ahead. Shelty's storehouse placements were pretty troublesome early on. Kill death is about even overall. Military units, Luyindula will be a little bit ahead because Byreem's train faster and just eventually overcoming Shelty. So 1-1. We will just kind of move right on to game 3, and then maybe after game 3 have just a very brief intermission as is normal, kind of update the gods and see which gods we could potentially see in our game 4 or even game 5. So game number 3. Ooh, oh, oh, every time I see this map, it just makes me so happy. So Vinlandsaga, and both went Oranos. So Shelty in the red as Oranos, and Luyindula in the blue, also Oranos. I wouldn't say Oranos is the best god on this map. I actually like the Kronos probably better than the Oranos. Anyway, at least for the initial early push, because then you can time shift temples and do all sorts of nonsense. But Oranos isn't bad, although I would also say like a set would probably be the strongest on this map with shifting sands. But Vinlandsaga, man, I love this map. I'm so glad to see players picking it. It makes me so happy. As we can see, Vinlandsaga, you start on this silly little island with almost nothing on it, and everything else is on the mainland. We did see Shelty deleting an early oracle. That's so he doesn't get housed. It lets him build 2 ships and a villager before he has to put out that house, whereas if he keeps all 3, he's going to have to get a house. So actually, it looks like Luyindula has not deleted his 3rd oracle. So Luyindula will find himself housed, see. Badly housed, actually. And the problem could just be so easily solved. Just delete one of these dudes. So he's housed, and he's been housed for probably 15, 20 seconds now. And that hurts. And Shelty is not housed. So, yeah. So that's why that early oracle deletion, very beneficial. What's cool about this map is the very delicate balance that you have between between water and land. Red Vans has had a strange experience on his walk, apparently. Yeah, how hard do you want to go on water, or how hard do you want to go on land? Clearly, you need to get a land presence. That's for sure, but if you ignore water completely and get pushed off of water, you're then behind economically and potentially could get overrun on land. Whereas if you go too heavy on water, even if you win the water, how are you ever going to get another gold mine? The town centers are kind of... That's life in Thailand. You're from Thailand! Wow, cool! A place I would like to go someday. Looking at the town centers, they're kind of, for the most part, pretty neutral, except for one that is on Luyindula's side. So actually, Man, that's a pretty significant string of line of town centers right through the middle of the map. The gold is also even there's only one forward gold mine on the map. The rest are kind of towards the back end, over here and over here as well, and then one very far back. But this town center kind of important because that's kind of the most accessible gold mine for Shelty. Dogs are banned in the street here. Well, after wild dogs, what are you going to do? Tell the wild dogs they can't be on the street? Shelty is going to be up at 4 minutes. I'm going to imagine that's going to be faster than Luyindula, who got himself housed. Luyindula will actually end up be making another citizen. So he won't be up until almost... Uh-oh. Luyindula might be in a bit of a bind. Where he's got fishing, so he'll end up having enough. 335, yeah. I was gonna say he might end up not having enough to age up, but he'll end up having enough with his fish. So Shelty is first to send Vils to the mainland. This oracle is kind of bringing in the Skrylings down here, so that might annoy Shelty's Vils for a little bit. Luyindula is getting line of sight of where these Villies are. So really what he should do is just let or even delete his Oracle. Because these Ulfsarks will chase his Oracle until it's dead. And just delete it and then have the Oracle fight the citizens here. So Shelty is, okay, so putting up his counter barracks. So going counter barracks first, and we will see how he's doing with water. Alright, he is getting a boat out. So one boat. Ooh. Oh. Luyindula might have a bit of a hard time with a land drop. Does Shelty have line of sight? He does not yet have line of sight. Now he does. Okay. It's looking pretty grim for Luyindula already. He's gonna have to transport his his Villies out of the way here. And now is finally at Prometheus, and we'll have to reset. So he's pushed back off of water. This could be a pretty quick game for him. Kind of screwed up not deleting that initial Oracle. And he might have a hard time getting any Vils on the mainland, and this ship is just going to drop off one Promethean onto Shelty's base there. Or Luyindula's base, I should say. So Luyindula is going a lot harder on water, probably. He's got 3 docks compared to Shelty's 1. The question is, will Luyindula ever be able to do anything on land? He might be able to win water, potentially. Although, let's not notice this Promethean on the villager. And is losing that. And actually, Shelty is keeping up with boat production with just 1 dock. Probably because Luyindula's Vils. Where did that transport ship go? I hope it didn't die. I don't see where it went. I think Luyindula is going to be calling it pretty quickly here. I don't know where the transport ship went, but I don't see it. It probably died, and that hurts. And then Luyindula's also, he's only got 1 more tree on his mainland, and then he's gonna have to do something. He's losing water, has no presence on the mainland. He's kind of in a rough shape right now. We can see Shelty has a lot more stuff in the mainland because he's had these citizens on these trees for so long. And well played by Shelty. I'm gonna assume he picked this map. Oh, here's the transport ship. Dropping off the Vils over here. And Shelty's gonna have line of sight of this, and he will be able to kill the transport. And Shelty, Luyindula won't work. Well, maybe Luyindula did not notice these citizens here, is my guess. And so that's why he docked right here. He probably didn't notice, even though he had line of sight with the Oracle. I'm wondering if he didn't notice. Because, yeah, otherwise there'd be no reason to put them so close with Shelty advancing so much faster. So Luyindula is in a... he doesn't even have wood to make a transport ship. And he is way behind. His little Prometheus is still... or Prometheon is still on the base. But yeah, so the writing is on the wall here, and Luyindula has no chance. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing too. I don't think he saw those villies there. I don't think he noticed. Well, Luyindula's hanging off on the resign, but I think with these citizens that will about to die, I think we'll probably see the resign maybe, hopefully, because it's over. I mean, where's he gonna send these vills? He's got nothing. So kind of a smashing here. Nicely played by Shelty. Definitely was more prepared for this map. I'm assuming he probably practiced a little bit on it to figure out what to do. And Luyindula did not, because Luyindula did not know what was going on. Didn't delete that initial Oracle, got himself housed, resulted in him aging up a lot slower, and we are now where we are. He is sneaking his citizens to the mainland, but Shelty kind of has pretty good line of sight. Well, no, I guess these are just pigs. I thought they were something else. It looks like he's anticipating that there'll have to be a vill drop somewhere, because if they're not here or over here anywhere, they have to be up here. So Shelty will catch these. Yeah, he has 2k gold because he couldn't gather anything else. Here come the Terma. They have spotted all of these vills, and Luyindula has nothing else he can do. Losing a few more boats. Citizens are splitting up and going different ways, just to be a jerk. And that has been noticed by Shelty. So I don't know, maybe Luyindula is showing a little bit of BM here. Not bowel movement, but bad manners. Because his play on this map was like a BM. Not bad manners, but bowel movement. And that is going to be it. Yeah, what a... Luyindula just probably showing his displeasure at what happened in this game. So that is GG. So Shelty wins game number 2. Real quick, we can just look at the resources and see what went on. We can see Shelty with the early advantage just due to not getting housed. A little bit slow down here. That's when he was transporting 3 citizens to the mainland. But then Luyindula ended up running out of wood on his base, and then he doesn't have anything that he can do. So Luyindula got kind of beat pretty heavily on this map. So we will put it on our intermission real quick, and I will update kind of our gods so far on the games. And summer overlay. What's up, guys? And let's get these gods put together here, and then I will go about getting our next games ready. So AUM summer. So how's everybody doing? Hope y'all enjoying, having a good time. See, game 1 was our Odin Isis, correct? I do believe so. Game 2 was no, not Kronos. Was Poseidon, Gaia. Game 3 was Oranos. So let's get all these up over here. Game 3, game 3, game 2, 2, 1, and 1, and then get our wins where they need to be. Copy, paste. Move you over just a bit. I don't know. I kind of have to, I'm a little bit like, I don't know, what is it? OCD, where they have to be in the, they have to be properly placed. All right, paste that last one. So now we have, the reason I have kind of this god set up here is, remember, for this this tournament, as I have little rules on the left side, is players can't repeat a god choice. So every god that they have used, they can't repeat. So that kind of makes it, you know, a little bit of strategical value, where you don't want to really like be wasting, or hope you don't waste your best god in a loss, because then you have to win with second-rate gods. So I need to download the next games here. Replays. Game, I guess it could be, or games. I will hope it goes to a game 5, because game 5s are awesome. Or I guess a final game. Always awesome. So we need a, let's see. Shelty versus Luyindula. It's kind of annoying trying to download these without getting spoilers. So 2, 3. Okay, here's the next one. So download that, save that. Yes, Luyindula won with Gaia on Medit. That's also another thing I need to try to fit in, is the map choice. I just kind of working at, try to figure out how to fit that in everywhere. But yeah, Gaia is good on Medit, but not good against Kronos, as we saw the other day. The Kronos absolutely smashed the Gaia. Alrighty, so here we are. I have downloaded game number 4 and putting it in my folder as we speak. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Dang it. There we go. Game 4. Alrighty, we are ready to move on to game number 4. So it's going to be, I would think, Luyindula's map choice. I would assume Shelty picked 1 and 3 and Luyindula picked 2. So variety of different maps that he could pick. Actually, you know what I did? I forgot. This is what I need to do. I have room under each game to put the maps. So first one was what hole? I don't get my room to put the holes in. Second was Medit. Third was Vinland. And we will move on. So not that anybody will ever even notice. So move on to game number 4. Luyindula still has Ra, which I would say is his main. Shelty, Loki probably is main, I guess you could say, though he plays pretty good with other gods now too. But we'll see. Will we see the Ra? I do not know. So we will move on to game number 4. Loki's son as followed. Thank you for that. And okay, set versus set. Shelty plays a lot of set 2 these days, so we shall see who wins this set v set mirror matchup on Marsh. I love Marsh. That's a great map. Luyindula is our top left player in the blue, and Shelty is our bottom right player in the red. So set v set. On Marsh. It looks like Luyindula is really valuing getting some early rescue dogs. I updated to the new chat thing here. I don't know if pictures will work anymore. So it looks like Luyindula is trying to grab an early power relic. We'll see if he can find one. The what is this relic? Infantry train faster, not so great. Town centers provide more population. Now that's a good one. Archer ballista, cheer ballista do more damage. That's good in a set war. And then increases the range attack of buildings. So actually 3 good relics. And Luyindula also trying to get in on that priest as well. That might also be kind of what he's trying to do. If the set can get on the early priest and prevent conversions, that's pretty significant. Because map control is everything. And yeah, we're going to prevent it, and he will get that really valuable relic as well. So Shelty has to delay his conversion there and move back probably down here. And we see Luyindula already has that first boar, so if he could potentially find Shelty's priest with that boar, that could be pretty big. And actually Shelty is kind of roaming around not finding it or anything to convert, and this boar is coming down here to see you guys putting all the animals in the chat there to signify the zoo that we'll see. And oh, Luyindula finds the priest. Oh, did he notice? Oh, I don't think he noticed. Oh, because that boar on the priest there is probably a dead priest. Oh, he did not notice. Oh, man. That hurts. Oh, I mean, there's still the priest is doing nothing outside of just scouting pointlessly. But with Luyindula checking the bottom of this map, he's probably going to assume the priest is up here and will now sweep up to the top. But still, it's not got a conversion yet, and now we'll get on these boar. We'll see if Luyindula sends this next one to the bottom. We'll see what he does. Where this boar goes is kind of important. Nope. Nope. Oh, 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 oh. Not going down. Is empowering his gold mine. Mathematically, it makes more sense to empower the location that has tripled the villagers. He is empowering the temple. I guess he wants to get a pretty quick advance. So maybe that's why he kept the pharaoh over here. So no, he's not going to get on that priest down there. But so far, advantage slightly Luyindula. And whichever set can gain control of the map is kind of the player that's well in position to win. It would actually be not a bad idea for Luyindula to consider, if he ages up faster, to consider doing a forward shift and grabbing this forward town center. Because this controls quite a bit. You got the gold mine, you got Hunt, you got this other gold mine, and this town center also protects some, but not quite as important in my mind. Hey, what's up, Greek 22? Alright, Luyindula is aging. Looks like he probably won't be doing a shift because he's sending all his fills down here. So Luyindula up about 420. Shelty up about 420 as well. So the same up time. Yeah, you're right. If you get scouted, you'll get your stuff shifted back. So that is the risk. Kind of when both players have double shifting sands, it's kind of whoever uses it second gets the advantage, which is kind of unfortunate. That's not really the way it should go, but how are you really going to change that, you know? So Shelty will grab, looks like Shelty's going to get that forward town center. And actually is aging up pretty quick, so yeah, you'll be up right around 420, as will Luyindula. So Shelty realizing this town center is very bad. Wow, they actually aged up at the same time. Shelty using vision just to see what Luyindula is doing, I guess. And he's seeing Luyindula grabbing that town center. Boar v boar up here. If they both attack each other at the same time, they will also die simultaneously, just like our Valk and Sphinx did earlier. And the boar kill each other. And yeah, set meta, so this is pretty standard. We'll grab a second town center, age up with to age 3 most likely, without making much of an army in age 2. Luyindula is building his first monument now. You can't forget that, because you need it for your Migdol units later on. Building a granary, doesn't really need to build it. He could actually at least lure these boar pretty close to the town center. Well, you missed it earlier, which is a lot a lot less likely was a Valkyrie and a Sphinx died at the same time fighting each other. And that's much less likely. So we got to see that earlier. That was kind of amusing as well. Eco upgrades, just hunting dogs. And Luyindula just getting a little bit of pressure. Ooh, we'll get a Vil kill. Alright, alright. Shelty not quite paying quick enough attention there. Is trying to lure the Vils or the boar as close as he can to the town center, but he didn't with that one either. Actually, if Luyindula might be... Was he paying attention? Okay, sure. I guess sometimes the problem is when Vils get attacked by animals, though, they will automatically fight back, and that kind of can override once in a while your command for them to run. Couldn't react fast enough with one hand. Yeah, Shelty, I don't know if he still does, but used to at one point in time just play with one hand, which is kind of unusual. I would like to see, because Luyindula at least slightly has the map strength here. He could just kind of do a hit and run with the Wadjet once in a while. But now Shelty is moving his army, I think, to do his own thing. So actually Shelty will go forward and might be able to pick off the Wadjet. Yeah, Shelty was empowering the town center. Yeah, so picks off the Wadjet, which is a value. And that will push Luyindula back. And we'll maybe get over to these boar now, which he probably should have been gathering from them anyway to start off with, because they're a little bit safer. And kind of forward Vils here, out in the open. Kind of a question is who will advance to age 3 faster. So far, Luyindula does have more resources in the bank, slightly. So he'll probably age up first. Oh, watch out, little Villy. See, he moved him, and then he did the auto attack on the animal, so he had to move him again. Does actually save him, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, sometimes the animal attacking the Vil will make them want to automatically fight. Man, if only Shelty knew about this, he could actually get all these idle. You can convert your opponent's animals. Do more priests converting one animal speed up? No, they don't. I think that was a thing in Age of Empires 2. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. So... I think it was. Maybe it wasn't. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just you can't make it go faster. Okay, so Luyindula's aging up. He'll be up right around 9 minutes. Shelty is actually aging up a little bit faster. He must be able to drop off a bunch of food with some Vils. So Shelty's slightly faster in his advance. So about 850 will be a Shelty. So yeah, the set meta. This is pretty standard play so far. Kind of eco upgrades. Just husbandry needs to try to get his eco upgrades. Okay, pickaxe just got completed. Hand axe probably following shortly. Yep, there's the hand axe. Luyindula got pickaxe. Bio getting hand axe soon. Shelty only got 10-11 favor. He's a little bit slower in building his monument. And he's going for a very powerful, or very forward, Migdol, actually. Okay. We'll see where Luyindula places his. Luyindula definitely more defensive. Forward Migdol there, I don't know if it really gets a whole lot of benefit out of it, where it's at. I mean, it's not like it's a bad spot. It does protect that gold mine pretty significantly. But I guess it's just there. I mean, it's a Migdol. You need to build it at some point. Priest coming out, that's pretty normal. Now we see that Migdol there. It does help a little bit, I guess, if he's going to do a siege tower push, where the Migdol could potentially fire its stuff right up there. And now we see the Siege Workshop. So far, both units are basically mirroring each other. Shelty aged up just a little bit faster, but nothing that's really going to change the world. No defensive walls. I always like to see players walling up corners and stuff so that they can be protected. Shelty getting in just a little raid on these fills. Luyindula did get hand axe. Someone once told you to play set war like pre-siege versus Addy. You do want to make a lot of priests. You're right. It's not terrible. Because priests actually, because they attack so fast, aren't terrible. And when you have siege, just gobbling up all the damage. But yeah, I mean, if you want to be your best, you'd obviously want to make Migdol units. But a bit of a troll strategy, but not terrible. Gotta watch out for this Scorpion man. He just runs in and gets himself killed. That's not good. Shelty trying to get another Migdol built there, but prevented by that Migdol. So far pretty even. Shelty going for the elephants as opposed to Luyindula's camels. Okay, Shelty is going to just kind of switch the attack and go over here. We see he kind of was hopping his units in the Migdol and over to this side, so that's pretty good. But then in the meantime, we have Luyindula pushing on this one. So, these elephants, though, are kind of out of position, where they're not really doing anything. And the siege tower getting pushed back. So actually, Luyindula, perhaps slightly better positioned right now, forcing out ancestors. Pharaoh is shooting at the Migdol, and he is dying without ever doing any damage. And we have also Luyindula using his ancestors as well. Looks like this town or this Migdol might go down, but on the other hand, this one will go down as well. It looks like. So far, Luyindula maybe slightly ahead, though. These chariots have been just shooting at this siege tower for so long. Now we have mercenaries showing up. Oh, it needed one more shot on that. Will it get it? Should be able to get it. There's no vills repairing. There, that's down. So it's just so mirrored so far. The chariots, camels versus elephants, camels. We'll see what ends up victorious. A little bit too far forward with maybe some of these siege towers by themselves. We'll see what happens here. Shelty does have the second mining upgrade as opposed to Luyindula just has the first. Shelty out of gold though. As is Luyindula. The mercenaries will do a lot of work. I'm not actually sure why Shelty is fighting right here. He's fighting against 4 mercenaries. He really doesn't need to fight this. He should just retreat. There he goes. Just wait for the mercenaries to die. But a little bit slow in retreating, so you get a lot more damage out of these mercs. Now he comes back, and now he's just shooting at the non-mercenary units. Well, at least initially, yeah, see, he's just ignoring the mercenaries because he knows they'll be dying. So, nice little micro there by Shelty. Oh, man, look how open this is. Oh, man. It's easy in games like this to get, like, tunnel vision, where players will just focus on fighting the same spot over and over and over and over when there's completely vulnerable locations elsewhere to hit. Like, this is wide open. That would do a ton of damage, and the same thing down here. You could just send a little bit down and really do some damage. Shelty 111 pop to 112 to Luyindula. Luyindula might want to end up getting his eco upgrades pretty quick. Okay, so we are equal on eco upgrades right now. So far this game has been really close. Kind of a mutual fight here. Both lost a Migdol. Shelty rebuilding his now. Looks like Luyindula is not hunting now. He's on his piggies. Shelty just finishing up a little bit of hunt here. See how long it takes for them to realize they're idle. Can I check Vil count? Yeah, real quick. So Shelty is actually ahead by about 6. One thing I don't like is when I check it, it makes the music stop. Not that I don't know if you guys could hear it anyway. That's why I kind of don't like checking post-game. Because it makes the music stop and it's kind of annoying. It's like Shelty might be going for his first raid. And he could do some damage here. If he stops to notice. I mean, that's a... Oh, he's just running right through. And Luyindula is following up with his third town center. It looks like Shelty's probably trying to go here and prevent this, but he's going to show up just not in time. And that town center will be grabbed just a few seconds in time. And Shelty is maybe hurting himself a little bit. He does not have any siege towers right now. He's killing 3 Vils. Not a huge kill, but Luyindula really should probably just react to this by attacking. He's got 4 siege towers and now a little bit of raid. It's kind of like he sees Shelty raiding and so remembers, oh yeah, I can raid too. The shift, I was going to say, he could almost do a shifting sands attack. I was just about to say that, but now I can't say I was thinking it. But this is going to be good, because Shelty really doesn't have a response to this. Like, he doesn't really have his army together that he could shift back. And these siege towers will get that town center. That is a huge shift. And now he shifts his chariots. But even is a little bit behind on chariot count, too. And we see all this is just completely useless for Shelty. That is a huge shift right there. That is a big shift. Wow, that's huge. And we'll get all the chariots, and we can see now Shelty is moving this army over, which is kind of useless for much of this. This mercenary tanks a ton of damage. Luyindula could have microed a little bit better to kill the chariots instead of the mercenary. But that's a big shift. We'll see if Luyindula is able to keep that town center down. He's not. So, not be able to keep the town center down, but there is still value out of that. He was on the, it definitely benefited him. I mean, that's a lot of resources down for Shelty. They both lost a good amount of army, a lot of idle Vil time. So that will help Shelty a little bit. He lost his siege camps. I'd still say overall that was in Luyindula's favor. Because Shelty did probably lose quite a bit of... did Luyindula win last game? No, he didn't. Okay, I'm making sure. No, so score is at the top. Hopefully you guys can see it. It is 2-1 Shelty. So if Shelty wins, he wins. So let's take a look real quick at the Vil count there. Actually, that's big, though. Shelty lost 20 Vils in that. That's more important than the siege. So definitely that was in Luyindula's favor there, that attack. Now we got our big chariots versus chariots and siege. And Shelty doesn't have the gold right now to make mercenaries for this fight, which is going to help Luyindula considerably here. Because the mercs will be able to tank damage and or kill the siege camp. So this is a better fight for Luyindula because he has the eco for mercenaries. And again, once Shelty sees these mercenaries coming out, he should just retreat. I mean, what do the mercs have for armor? 44% pierce. So yeah, Shelty's staying there a little bit too long. Like, it's nice to force out the mercenaries. It's 120 gold a pop. Well, 24 gold a mercenary. But if you stay and fight it, you're then going to lose that amount of eco by fighting those mercenaries. And now gets in this nice little meat shield here. But so Luyindula gets the eco edge because of that shifting sands attack. And building a third Migdol, and also is the first to get his trade up. He should build a market at the edge of the map just for a little bit longer of a trade route. And actually what he could do, since he controls kind of the center, and this town center is kind of not too far away. He could almost wall this off to give him time and then come over here and attack again. Rather than just, you know, face off right here. And ooh, Shelty going for a raid. Again, lack of walls is going to hurt. This is a good raid. You'll be able to probably pick off all of these vills. And Luyindula doesn't know they're gone, so he's still being defensive. And oh, he shot the granary. Will Luyindula notice? Oh, I think that one stupid chariot shooting the granary kind of cost Shelty there. Oh. Otherwise, I don't think Luyindula would have reacted nearly as quickly. And actually, Shelty falling back, he could stay here and do more damage. I think he's maybe a little worried of the counter. I don't think he quite scouted all of this. Second upgrades for both as far as wood and gold. And Shelty only has just the first wood upgrade. Did Luyindula click up? Yes, he's up 45% Thoth for Meteor. And Shelty, I don't think is aging yet. Nope, he is getting fortified town centers. Another Migdol here. Oh, that's a big Migdol. And Shelty trying to prevent it. Might send a couple chariots over. Little raid here. Shelty's got heavy cavalry. Still no pierce armor upgrades. That's a really, really high value when it comes to Eggy versus Eggy, is to get that pierce armor upgrade. And the Vills will prevent this. Is forcing out a couple mercenaries there. Boy, it seems like the chat is a little bit delayed than the older chat. Because you guys are just looking at that naughty chariot. Yeah, that naughty chariot. That's for sure. Okay, a little bit of a counter push here. The siege tower's on here, but Luyindula is aging up first. We'll probably use Meteor here. Okay, nice. Gets some of the chariots. And more chariots there. So that is actually a double chariot. Oh, he's getting a lot of value out of this Meteor. And more chariots. It actually was, as far as meteors go, pretty solid. And he's going to be able to get this town center down. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a high value meteor there. Might even be able to get this. No, the Vills are on this enough. But yeah, aging up first, getting that meteor. That's big. Getting this town center down. I might be able to get this Migdol down as well. And this is the last military unit production building for Shelty. So actually that Migdol is very important. Chariot also, I mean, these chariots are very low health. Here comes the Phoenix coming in. Get a little bit of splash damage on the Vills. Get them prevented. And oh, he's making another. 2 of them. And he uses vision just because he can. He used vision just on this. Yeah, he got some really nice meteor strikes with that. Because meteor is kind of substantially luck based. And he's got, because he has his town center up, he gets the mercenaries, and we got the catapult coming down that will be able to prevent this. And this is going Luyindula's way very, very quickly. Getting that last Migdol down. And we see some slingers just coming in on melee range. And that might be it for Shelty. Because once you fall behind 4-2, and that is it. GG there. So Luyindula ties it up on the back of some really strong god power usages. Wow. So the shifting sands over here gets Shelty behind and allows Luyindula to advance first, and then Luyindula gets a very high value meteor there out of that. That was about as strong of a meteor as you will ever see. So well played by Luyindula. And yeah, people saying in chat, it wasn't that Shelty played badly. Luyindula just kind of just outmaneuvered him with that shifting sands. When Shelty was off here raiding, Luyindula responded by just shifting his entire army over here. And because Shelty's army was split up, he couldn't respond with his own shift right away. And that allowed this town center to go down. It was about a 20-ville, about a 20-ville kill for Luyindula, allowed him to advance faster. You can see right here is Luyindula is slightly ahead economically already, but that kind of substantially put him ahead. And then the meteor used, and that was a win for Luyindula. So just real quick, we will go back to the summer overlay. So we are 2-2, guys. Game 5. I like it. All right. Okay, so we are looking for, where are my, oh, dang it. Well, no big deal. All right, so let's get our AOM, our icons back here. God Power, when here, the wild Hannibal Barca shows up in chat with the heavy Poseidon bias. All right, so set v set matchup goes the way of Luyindula. And we will paste the win here for Luyindula. And game 4 was on Marsh. All right, so game 5 should be random. So it could be anything. And looking at the players' gods here, Luyindula hasn't selected Ra, and Shelty hasn't selected Loki. So I wonder if we'll see a Loki v Ra matchup going into the last game, which kind of gets a little bit of luck based, because depending on the map, Loki can have a really good map, or Ra can have a really good map, just depending on what kind of map we get. I'm playing so well I broke my internet. Yeah, last night the internet shut off. It was off for like 25-30 minutes. So will I play a little bit tonight? I probably will, hopefully. So we're going to go into, get my drink on for game 5. We're going to go into game 5. All right, so random. Will we see Loki versus Ra or something different? I think Luyindula has to go Ra here, and Shelty probably Loki. But we'll see. He could even do like a Zeus if he wanted. But let's see. Let's not forget to change my overlay. And we're going into game 5. All right, get that hype going. Game number. Oh, you know what? How about I download the game so we can watch it first? That might be helpful. So we'll get back on the overlay and we will download game number 5. Let's see, Marsh, and now game 5. Let's block the text on my screen so I don't know who wins. And game number 5 right here. All right, now we got it. Game 5. Shelty versus Luyindula. Don't go anywhere, guys. It's about to get real. Shelty is traditionally, yes, a Loki main. Though recently he's played more he's played a lot more gods 1v1. Like last tournament he played a lot of set. Which is why Luyindula winning Shelty 1v1 set is actually pretty good, because Shelty took his set took him to 3rd place last tournament and then 2nd in the tournament before, so not to be scoffed at. All right, but game number 5. We got everything set up. It looks like we do. Game 5, Ravi Loki. It's good to be right. Ravi Loki on Watering Hole. That is juicy map for this. All right, so down on the bottom right is Shelty. He is Loki. On the top left is Luyindula in the blue, and he is Ra. So Ravi Loki on Watering Hole. It gets a lot of hunt for the Loki. It also tends to be pretty defensive, the map for the Ra. We've got very forward town center for Luyindula, which hurts him. Right in the middle of the map. Shelty's is a little bit more towards the side. We'll also note that the gold mines for Luyindula are not on the same side as his settlement. And the same thing for Shelty as well. But yeah, I think overall Shelty plays Loki the best of all of his guys. It's just that when you consider matchups, Loki has some unfortunate matchups. But versus Ra, I think Loki v Ra for the most part is pretty even. But it depends on the map. There are some maps that are heavily Ra favored, and some maps that are heavily Loki favored. This one is kind of evenish. The Loki gets a lot of hunt. The Ra gets a somewhat defensive map, and this one's pretty defensive. But as far as the map spawn, Luyindula, is kind of what I touched on earlier, is a little bit hurt slightly with the very forward town center in the middle of the map, and the fact that his side town center is the opposite side of the gold mine. So Shelty could pressure, and he should be able to get map control. Luyindula should play defensively and probably do a... I would do a 2-town center, Ptah, fast heroic, and then not even bother to get this forward town center, and probably just up Mythic with just 2 town centers with Osiris. But we'll see what he does, and then just like wall this pretty heavily, and put like the Migdol maybe right here or something. But we'll see. The Loki player for Shelty probably will get... he might play this kind of similarly to what... Hey, what's up, Urtrees? To what he played in the first game with Odin. Herseers instead of raiding cavalry, maybe. And maybe do kind of a Herseer raiding cavalry mix slightly. Luyindula is going forward to this hunt here. Luyindula doesn't have a very efficient map for a 2-town center fast heroic, just because of where his resources kind of spawned. He's also doing a lot of scouting with his Pharaoh. Probably a little bit too much, because in my mind, I'm not even worried about where my forward town center is. All I need to do is find my second pack of hunt in my side town center, and then that's set, and I should be able to get that with pigs. So I wouldn't have scouted with the Pharaoh if I were him in this situation, because he's losing out on the 25% empowerment, and I don't think the scouting really gets him much of a value with that. You could really almost just scout with a little bit with the priest and find out what you need to know, because he's not going to get a forward town center. It's too risky, and by the time like he would potentially grab it, he'd have like a unit that he'd be able to scout with it anyway. Like he's just going to stay in his base. The wall of houses here is not quite so good because it blocks him off from coming down here. You'd really kind of want to leave a little bit open so that he could run through and to and fro through here. So rather than houses, maybe do a wall instead. But we'll see. That really matters at all. He's aging up about 450 up with Ptah. That's pretty standard. Needs to watch his idle vills. Shelty, on the other hand, will move down to him. Is also up about the same time. Got his temple here. It's not yet scouted down here. He got the 2 elephants. He wants to scout and probably find out where his elephants are. A little bit of bad luck that they're not on the same side as the gazelle. Though it is the same on over here as well. We got the gazelle and elephant opposite sides. But once to find those elephants, you will always have in Watering Hole a elephant spawn somewhere on like your starting base area. You just have to find it. In the middle, meanwhile, instead of elephants, we have water buffalo, and then we've got a giraffe and zebra mixture instead of just zebra, what we saw earlier. Okay, so a few Herseer being trained right here. Wonder what Shelty will do. If you might, I wonder if you would do a one town center. And then do a flaming weapons push in this gold mine, because we do have the 2 town center grab for Luyindula. Just the risk that you get doing 2 town center Ptah fast heroic is you really cut yourself short on gold, because you're making gold farms, you're making 400 more gold for your town center, and if you aren't able to get this gold mine, you're in a little bit of a rough spot when it comes to making a Migdol army or barracks army, because you don't have a lot of gold. Luyindula is probably hoping he has a gold mine up here, but he does not. And trying to get in on that. Ooh, one more shot. Yeah, the Ulfsar gets it. So Ulfsar dead. Oh man, when you consider relics, you might think of the Pegasus relic as kind of sucky. And overall it kind of is, but for a god like Ra, who has very poor scouting, this relic, or even the Golden Lion relic, is actually pretty decent if you can get it early. Alright, so what's Shelty doing? Yeah, he's not... Looks like he's just going to get an army, trying to go with like a semi-fast heroic, possibly. Probably try to get some pressure, maybe on this outside town center during rain, potentially, just to diminish the rain value. And yeah, Luyindula is really kind of blocking himself off of this second gold mine here. Might have to delete a building or something to get at it. We'll kill the granary just to get a little bit of favor. He is getting Hall of Thanes, that's good. That makes the Herseer run faster. Does not know where the second town center is, actually, and has not used Spy. So kind of going into this blank, he doesn't quite know where stuff is. See what Luyindula is for his farming. He has Shadoof, he has Plow. Uh-oh, is he going to forget Husbandry? Husbandry is huge for rain. Shelty getting in a little raid here. Not quite getting a Vil. No husbandry with rain. That costs about a few hundred food. Husbandry is a huge technology for rain, so that is not good, because he has the wood for it. I think he just forgot that he didn't get it. But husbandry is huge for rain. Very big. He'll short himself a few hundred food because of that. Getting a lot of value out of that Pegasus, though. Also should empower your town center. Okay, here you go. Oh, no. With you want both your town centers empowered. The Ra should really make an additional priest so that he can empower both town centers and the gold mine. And Shelty probably be, yeah, yep. So he's doing just the one town center, and he will just try to push in on that gold mine with a flaming weapons push. And he does not quite have that corner scouted, which would be nice for him to do to ensure there is no gold mine, because then he would know exactly where he has to attack, which is going to be here. And we could see Luyindula, because he did not have husbandry, doesn't even have the resources yet to age up, and that is not good. This is going to be a very slow age up, like really, really slow. He barely had any pressure on him. He should, realistically, you should be able to age up 830, reach heroic 830, pretty much any time, and he's going to be up 911. No, this Pegasus, I don't believe costs pop. Maybe it does. It says 2, so I guess it probably does then. I guess it does. And Luyindula, again, has kind of incompetently walled himself off from this gold mine for now, so he'll have to delete a house or two later on. Has made a couple barracks, but really this isn't a location he needs to be concerned of. It's going to be that gold mine. But what this does allow Shelty to do is that potentially he could show over here and put pressure, force the slow barracks units to come over here, and then just swap and come over on this side and do flaming weapons. Though actually what you might do is maybe do the opposite, is show here force all the army to be here and then just run across and come here. We'll see what he does though. But he might just probably be able to just do more of a standard, just block off. Because we only got block off the gold mine just by standard. Because yeah, Luyindula really should have put like 1, 2, 3 layers of walls. Because yeah, it's gonna have a hard time getting at this. Pegasus does get line of sight for an early Locust if he had the line of sight, and Shelty's up Braggy. Shelty's in a really good position, and Luyindula's going forward. That's very risky. I guess he could pop his units in the rock if he wanted to. But he can get himself surrounded. Like if this rock does not follow this barracks army, his barracks army is gonna get fried. The only reason to go forward with the barracks army is if you keep the rock with it. And he needs to get the rest of these dudes. Otherwise they're just going to get picked off one at a time. And it looks like they're going to get picked off one at a time. And Shelty does have a spy used on these villagers, so he'll know that Luyindula is moving in. Like this is... Yeah, this was a big mistake down here. There's no reason to go forward like that. And now he has almost no army. And you can see with the building of this Migdal, he's got himself 11 gold in the bank. He can't even have enough gold to wall this off. Yeah, you could have picked them all up too, you're right. So Shelty's going to just attack up here. This is the time when Ra is weak. And a flaming weapons here would probably actually just end the game. You do have a shift. It would be nice to maybe be in position to do a shift and get some of these units shifted across the map. But Shelty, I mean, we could even get a wall finished here. And now we have the flaming weapons. And Luyindula just does not have an army anywhere at all. And he's going to be pushed off of this gold mine and building some markets up here. But this is the danger of the two-town center fast heroic. Is that you run out of gold. And if the Loki, in this case, Shelty did very well, pushes on your initial gold mine, if it's not defended, this happens. And that's not good. Also hurts that all the gold mines spawned on this side of the map, so it's not like he can even like fall back to a gold mine over here. This is his only gold mine right there, and Luyindula is going to be in some pretty tough shape now. And Shelty has a spy on these gold villagers. They're trying to sneak all the way over to this gold mine, but they're spied, so not much of a sneak. Pick these guys up. Rock. Okay. All right. So he picks them up, and we also have this Pegasus. And, well, that's the end of the recorded game. I guess it was a disconnect or something. But we can conveniently say that it's GG already. So, unfortunately, it looks like there was a save and exit. But the game's over. There is nothing that Luyindula will be able to do. Shelty has line of sight of these vills, so he will be able to kill them. And he is just running amok in Luyindula's base, and Luyindula is completely and utterly gold starved. When you talk about what he could do differently there, I mean, big thing is husbandry. He forgot husbandry, which really hurts casting rain. It cost him a few hundred food and also slowed his age up about 45 seconds. And then he also made too many barracks units, and then got too many of them killed in the middle for no reason, to the point when there was this fight at the gold mine, he had no army, and that was the end of that. So, well played by Shelty, and that is a win for him. Would have liked to have seen the official end of the game, but that was, I mean, the game was over. That was it right there. So, GG for Shelty, well played. That's kind of the standard Loki play into Ra there. You block that front gold mine, and that's it. The only downside when you're playing Ra or Loki into Ra is if the Ra has a very safe gold mine somewhere, then it's a lot harder to win. But you still can by like maybe pushing on the second town center instead. But GG, well played by Mr. Shelty. So Shelty wins 3-2. Let's take a look at our post game. We can see the kill-loss ratio just not good for Luyindula. 24 kills for Shelty, 7 loss. No, Luyindula isn't a bad player at all. He's pretty good. Not as good as Shelty, but just had some misplays here in this game that kind of cost him quite a bit. Not as good as what it could have been. A little bit slow of advance just because of that husbandry and then losing units. But overall, well played by both players. Well played by Shelty to win. We also, Luyindula, another thing he didn't do, even though he has the Pegasus, which gives free line of sight, he never used like any of his god powers, no Locust, nothing like that. And with the Pegasus, you can kind of do an instant Locust as soon as you reach heroic age. But well played by Shelty. So that is the series, 3-2. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to load up my copy of the brackets for the tournament. So if you don't want to get spoiled, say you haven't watched some of the games that I've already streamed, don't. Maybe cover your ears or something. But I don't have any of the results done for round 2 that I haven't streamed yet. So we'll take a look and kind of look at what should be coming up, some more of our matches that we'll be looking at here. Okay, so here is the bracket. So this is our round 2 matches that we are doing. I've got all the round 1 matches plugged in and with the results. I did want to stream Joe versus Grandmaster. However, when I was looking at the games, I noticed that there was commentary about how 2 of the games ended up being saved and restored like 10 minutes in. So I'm not going to be able to stream Joe versus Grandmaster because 2 of the games are basically missing. We do not yet have Count Von Count or Nyan Racing Cat. We don't have Selves Ravage or Harrow played yet. I already streamed Jellyfish versus Sun Tzu. Just streamed Shelty versus Luyindula. I streamed Domintas versus Shelby already. And I don't have Shadowfax versus Iron Maiden or Skady versus Matrius. So we still got quite a few pretty solid round 2 matches to do yet. I don't think any of the other games that I have not yet streamed have been played yet. So we will get to those soon. I will be not streaming over the next 3 days because I'll be at work, but hopefully Monday night or Tuesday night or whatever that would be for your time, 4 days from now, hopefully I will have a couple more games, maybe 2 matches to stream for you guys. So that's what we're looking at coming up. We'll just, for the sake of this last game here, update these last few gods. So GG's, well played. Nice 5-game series. No real long games. Nice to maybe have one kind of longer-ish game mixed into the set, but that's okay. So we need our Loki and our Ra put in, and a Ra over here on the Luyindula side, the Loki down here, and we will update the games down there. So game 5 was Watering Hole again. So nice games, nice mix of gods, and I hope you guys enjoyed the series. And we will move that down to the bottom there. So Shelty 3-2 over Luyindula. Shelty won with Odin, Oranos, and Loki, and Luyindula won with Gaia and Set. Yeah. So maybe we'll see if I can get a game in or so. We've got a team game that has already started. Maybe just host a 1v1 for now, potentially. Man, I'll play maybe just a game or 2. Or something. I mean, we'll see. Any questions in the chat? Comments? Concerns? Complaints? Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. And hopefully we'll play a good game or two. I've actually had recently, when I played and didn't disconnect, some pretty solid team games recently. Got Ozone hosting a game over here. Hopefully his game gets done pretty quick. I like this tournament. This is a fun tournament, for sure. Nice rules. I like it. The strange maps are kind of cool, but the main thing is the not being able to reuse gods. Yeah, chat's quiet a little bit. You're right. It's okay. No Ozone. Yeah, Ozone comes in with his wild talk. What god do you want me to be? We've got a 1v1, looks like, starting up here. Oops. It is also what is tonight. Oh, hold on. Ozone is going to be hosting. Let's get Victoria in here. Alright, well I was going to play 1v1, but we did... Oh, dang it. I'm getting fast proxy. I would definitely try to vote for him if he hosted $1,000 tournaments every month. Let's see. Because of the internet outage last night, it looks like I might need to reset my ports. Otherwise, I'm going to be fast proxy to these people. Let me double check though, in which case I'm going to have to turn my stream off for a minute. Okay, so I need to go to advanced and... Oh, advanced setup. Okay, well, port forwarding. $16,000. I need to edit this and change this to whichever one I am using now. So the winner gets a free wage for life. 0.12. Okay. Okay, hold on. All right, guys. So give me about 2 minutes. I will need to reset my router, so I will be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll play a few games tonight. So give me a couple minutes. I'll be back.